Well, Ross, is the last quarters like that a part of the reason why you got back into footy and wanted to feel what you did tonight again?
In regard to
the feeling, the Saints fans, 4 points.
Yeah, it's to see the Saints family or tribe, with a bit of euphoria about their team's performances. Yeah, it's nice to experience it. But it was a hard-fought win. We're still coming together as a group. It was a year of exploration, but they've come to hand relatively quickly on how we want them to play. So, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Harvey, Hayes, and Wright, how big of an influence they've been on our how we play, and that's come through training and meetings. And I'm just leaning into support really. So, and ultimately our players are the ones that make the choice to work as hard as they do over pre-season and in games to this point. So yeah, it is really pleasing. Yeah, it is.
Has it surprised you somewhat, given the injuries you had and the pre-season hurdles you had to overcome, that you're 2-0, having beaten two teams that played finals last year?
Yeah, look, it's a good. I'm not sure what expectation I had. I'm trying to build up my understanding of the group and the capacity. There's no doubt we've got theoretical first choice players out, particularly out of our front half. But in saying that, it's anything's possible, and if we'll convince that the 23 that we're picking were match fit and rock hard fit and knew how we wanted to play. So look, it's a game of competition. The game's in good shape for winning contested ball and ground ball, and we do that pretty well. And then we're transitioning it well, and when the opposition have got it, our pressure's been elite. So look, we had some challenges. They really come at us in the second quarter, and I thought their champion Bontempelli really lifted them. With a number of others, we just know you can't keep Liberatore and McRae and those guys down, and Bailey Smith. So, we just spoke at half time. That's okay. They're allowed to do that and just accept the challenge and then just go again. But we needed to. They're marking a lot off our entries. I think they took 9 intercept marks out of 30 entries in the first half. So that was a focus at half time, to lower our eyes and deliver better, give our young forwards a chance. And then I thought you saw like Caminetti and Owens and Philippou come to hand, but I thought the experienced guys around them like Cordy and Higgins and Butler were significant in their support of them. So, but really it gets done in the midfield. I thought the midfield, led by Rowan and Steele and Seb. Do we go Seb or do we go Marcus? We went with the experience in our leader. So, look, they're getting it done around the ball with Brad Hill and Wood and young Burns. So, they give stability with their hit and their pressure to our back half, and they provide opportunities for our front half.
You mentioned the experienced players, but how excited were you by what that young trio, especially up forward, were able to deliver? Like Mateus's goals all came at pretty crucial times. That long range one was a steadier at the start of the third. I mean, how does it feel like sky's sort of the limit these kids?
Well, it's sort of. I always say to the players, if I see it at training, good or bad, I'll see it in the game, right? So I've seen Mateus at training kicking from outside 50. And I've experienced Mitch Owen's work rate. And we haven't hoped with Caminetti. He come in from the first day with training. He took those marks. He had that ground level. He had that speed. So we picked them on what we saw, and they've been able to duly deliver an AFL footy. So it's more credit to those kids. Yeah, is it? But the game. Look, this is the easy part of your AFL career. Your first three. We see they're hunting Dacos now. They'll start to come and hunt these kids, and they're just going to have to work their way through it. And they'll have moments. Ryan Burns, who I called Alex last week, so apologies for that. Like, he still contributed today, but he was really huge last week, and then he still contributed. But so they'll have those ebbs and flows. But ultimately, Ryan still contributed. And, we're away to numbers. We're not going to do it with 4 or 5 superstars. We know that.
Hunter Clark looks to be enjoying life under you, Ross. How have you sort of set him up for the start of the season that he's had?
Well, to be honest, I haven't done anything. Hunter's done the work. He had a really... and that's where we've got to be careful how we judge the past, because, he had a broken jaw and I think he played 3 games with 3 operations. So that's no one's fault. You just sometimes need a good run at it. And he had an appetite for the work. You've got to have an appetite. But we've certainly given him opportunities inside to display. Yeah, and I thought, there was times he did some really good things, and then Bontempelli exposed him with smart. So we just spoke about if you can keep the other bit and then learn from that. There's a reason Bontempelli's great, right? So I said if you learn to it, it's not an accident they're great. So yeah, he really got that. So when people invest, not everyone invests and gets rewarded, but it's good to see them getting rewarded.
Have you got an update on Jack Steele's shoulder injury?
Yeah, I have. He'll go. He come back on, and he got it, 4, 5, 6 times, and we're hopeful, but he will go for a scan tomorrow. So look, fingers crossed. It is the same shoulder, so look, is it an AC or is it a hairline fracture or something? We don't know, but yeah, as soon as that comes to hand, we'll sort of let you know.